Okay, we're talking to Ari
What's up,
Lehman.
Ron? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Ari Lehman rhymes with demon, the first Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th.
Talk about the inception of the band.
First Jason. Well, I have been a musician all my life. In fact, I was already studying jazz piano when I was on the set of Friday the 13th. Wow, in 1979 as a young man. And I went on to study jazz. Then I worked in the world music business when it got big in 1990s. Okay, I played in a band from West Africa. I played in bands from Jamaica, and I actually got to travel to Ivory Coast, working under Tough Gong Records, which is Bob Marley's label. I played at the Apollo Theater with a band from West Africa, got a standing ovation, and just started touring as a sideman for world music bands. But when the world music scene kind of ended, I started looking around which direction I was gonna go. I never would have believed that I would end up doing what I do now, which is playing heavy metal guitar in my band First Jason. But a fan contacted me and asked me, did you autograph this photo? Now, I hadn't autographed any photos at that point. So I said, what do you mean? And so indeed, someone was forging my autograph on, photos of Jason Voorhees, of myself as little Jason. And he said, yeah, I just paid $50 for this on eBay. So long story short, I got invited to the Fangoria Chiller Theater event at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. And there was thousands of people there. I met Betsy Palmer, Tom Savini was there, and Kane Hodder. I met Betsy and Kane for the first time. It was many, many years ago. So I looked around and I had CDs of my reggae project with me. But it didn't take me too long to determine that horror fans and reggae, it's not exactly a connection. But they were very nice to me. People bought the CD and then came back the next day and said all these nice things. But I thought, I just gotta hit them where they live. And when I went to school at New York University, I was good friends with Reagan Youth and their lead singer, Dave Insurgent. He took me to see Bad Brains. He took me to see Dead Kennedys. He took me to see Rob Zombie and White Zombie at that time with Sean Jasalt and so many different acts. Of course, Reagan Youth themselves is a band that people should check out because they're fucking amazing. But so I started to draw upon that. Then I met, I was friends with a drummer who they called Cleaver, who had played with Cro-Mags. And so when that Cro-Mags kind of had an issue between the drummer and the singer, so they toured Europe with my buddy Cleaver. So he gave me some advice. Then when I got to Chicago, and he performed with me and recorded with me alongside Chuck, also known as Nefarious, from the band Macabre. That's a Chicago murder metal band. So they helped me a lot. And one of the main things, of course, is I was playing a guitar because I'm a keyboardist. So the use of guitar, it brings in different harmonies, different rhythmic ideas, different scalar ideas that I really think make First Jason sound different. So our first album was released in 2009. It's called Jason is Watching. And a lot of people really loved it, which just made me so happy. And then we released Heed My Warning. We released Lord of the Lake, which had two very popular songs. Voorhees is the name and Kill for Mother. You can see those videos up on YouTube. The presence of Eddie Machete on guitar, which he is a student of Joe Satriani and a friend with Steve Vai. So he's coming out of that whole wild and great guitar virtuoso tradition. And then Bass Amp became our permanent drummer, who's coming out of the St. Louis punk scene. So he comes to have punk and metal, and me bringing everything from funk and reggae and all those different mixture of sounds together, that's what makes First Jason so different. Now, if you flash forward to today, we got a lot of help from other bands. One of the first bands to help us was Incantation, the thrash band, and they invited us to a big event in North Carolina. Then we got to work with the great Ice Nine Kills. They asked me to do a song with them, and then Spencer Charnas sang on one of First Jason's songs. It's called The Scapegoat. So if you check out The Scapegoat on YouTube, that's got Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills on it. We got to open for Ice Nine Kills at their own convention, Silver Scream Con. We played in England for about 3,000 people at an event with Corey Taylor and Tim Capello, the sax man from the Lost Boys. Now, if you know, I really urge people to check out our Spotify page. We've got some great collaborations there, including a song called Killing It. And pretty soon, next weekend, we're opening for Cottonmouth Kings. After that, we'll be back at the third Silver Scream, and that is we're going to be opening for In This Moment and Ice Nine Kills. First Jason is going on to create a new album we're working on. We've got a remix album coming from DJ Flatline, which is blowing up our Spotify. And then we have a new album coming from First Jason, which we're trying to do an album which really talks about my own interaction, my own experience of being the actor that played Jason. Very often we talk about Jason and Mom, and we're going to start talking about what it feels like with all the wonderful fans and what it feels like to be a monster. And so I'm talking about not just doing an album. It'll be an album that has an audio book that goes with it, and artwork and music videos that goes with it, and it's going to be something like Lessons from the Lake. So get ready for that. First Jason is coming at you, and
don't forget, Jason never died.